Now, I know I'm only starting out on YouTube, but it's season 2 on the channel, and I reckon it's time I started bringing out the big guns. In this video, I'm not going to give you a productivity tip. I'm going to give you a productivity game changer. Let's do this. Hello, and welcome to season 2 on the channel, the one where you start building a fundamentally stronger business.
I suggest you subscribe, or this puppy gets it.
As you know, one of the chapters for this season that I will be tackling is how to achieve more in your workday. Rather than bore you with extensive theories, charts, and graphs, I thought, why not interview one of the leading thought gurus on self-discipline and leadership? So I brought out my trusted Rolodex and made some calls. Ladies and gents, it's my absolute pleasure to invite onto this episode the prolific writer, content creator who has sold over 20 million books worldwide and has a client roster that boasts names such as Starbucks, Nike, GE, the Coca-Cola Company, NASA, and Microsoft, all of whom are using his leadership methods to drive real growth and top performance in their businesses. By the end of this video, you yourself are going to understand how to 100x your productivity as a business leader based on his advised methods, so you can smash through all the goals and targets that you've set for yourself. Without further ado, please help me in welcoming the cool cat, Robin Sharma.
Oh, what a great introduction. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. And thank you for being here to help us level up our approach to productivity in our workday.
And we live in a world right now where productivity, and in particular, what I call exponential productivity, has never been so important. We live in a world where focus is more valuable than even your intelligence.
I agree, there's so much out there in the world that is fighting for our attention, whether it's the pings and dings on our phone, or the dopamine hits from refreshing social media, or the incessant checking of our emails. I totally agree with you there.
Most people really are addicted to their phones. And there's a lot of research showing that it is an addiction. The same part of the brain responsible for our addiction to technology is the same center where cocaine addiction stems from. And I say this with a lot of respect, but there are a lot of very smart people in Silicon Valley and at other technology hubs around the world who really are single-mindedly asking themselves this question: how can we create apps? How can we create games? How can we create platforms that literally hook people? And if you look at some of the social platforms, they are so brilliant. Why? Well, from a neuroscience point of view, they trigger and they dial right into our reward centers. And that's why you see a lot of people, whether it's in Rome or at a fun NBA game, or maybe it's Paris, or maybe it's a wonderful meal, and rather than experiencing the meal or the moment, they are literally looking at who is liking their last picture on the social platform of the day.
Oh man, I'm feeling so called out right now. But is there anything that we can realistically do in the face of this?
Look at what the 95% is doing and do the opposite, and you're going to do absolutely fine in business, in productivity, in creativity, in philanthropy, in humanity, and living your life like an icon. If you look at many of the most creative and productive people on the planet, they are doing and working in such vastly different ways. Because if you want to achieve the results only 5% achieve, you've got to think and produce and behave like only 5% of the people on the planet. And the best people on the planet in terms of creativity and productivity are not spending their finest hours addicted to distraction. They are doing work that matters. They're not doing fake work, they're doing real work.
Okay, you've got me interested. You had me at live life like an icon. How do I get in the headspace where I give up distraction and do what you call real work?
I'm going to get right into the 90-90-1 rule.
Yep, let's do it.
When I work with the billionaires, this one morning routine has helped them profoundly. And here it is. So for the next 90 days, your first 90 minutes at work, make it focused on your single most important project. I'll repeat that again. For the next 90 days, the first 90 minutes of your workday, focus monomaniacally on your single most valuable project. I call it your game-changing move. It might be creating a new piece of code that will revolutionize the marketplace. It might be a new product that when you launch it will fill a need within your industry that no peer is currently providing. I don't know what your game-changing move is, but this is your poetry. This is your magnum opus for the next 90 days. So what most people do is, people who are playing at victimhood, people who are in the 95%, people who are making excuses about ordinary results in their life, a lot of them are not doing the things that would give them legendary results. And what they do is they get to the office, and rather than using prime time for activities, they use their best hours watching dancing cats. They spend their best hours surfing the internet, looking at blogs, chatting with friends who are not really their friends, but really they're just bored, so they're distracting themselves, which is just a form of medication. They've created these drugs of choice, like too much email, too much web surfing, too much chit-chatting, too much looking at funny-looking videos that make them laugh in the moment, that make them feel happy and give them a short burst of dopamine and maybe a little bit of serotonin, which is the pleasure neurotransmitter, and that's how they get through their day.
You're so right.
But the top 5% are very, very different. Very, very different. I don't know why I'm whispering, but they're very, very different. Because to have the results only 5% of the population have, you've got to be willing to do what 95% of the population are just not willing to do. And one of those things is this freedom from distraction. One of those things is building a pocket of time so that you use your highest value hours, which is really 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. You use your platinum hours for your most valuable activities. Your willpower is highest first thing in the morning, your energy is highest first thing in the morning, and your mental focus is highest first thing in the morning.
Okay, so I get the idea of the first 90 minutes where we want to capitalize on our premium capabilities to do our most important task. What's the purpose of doing it for 90 days though?
A ritual for you to run and dial in and hardwire to the point of automaticity, that's the word the researchers use when a habit becomes your new normal, over 66 days, is the 90-91 rule.
Okay, so the goal is to create a habit. It's a big change of routine, I guess, for sure. So 90 days seems fair.
All change is hard at first. If it wasn't hard, it wouldn't be real change. And then it's messy in the middle as you install the new habit. And then it's gorgeous at the end. So definitely get the 90-91 rule hardwired in.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. It's the end goal that we're looking for sure. Okay, so just for the sake of completeness, give it to us again so we really remember it.
To give it to you again so you really remember it, for the next 90 days, your first 90 minutes, create a tight bubble of total focus so that no one can distract you. Turn off your devices, put them in a little plastic bag, put some reminders on your door, maybe some post-it notes that this is my tight bubble of total focus for the next 90 minutes. Tell your team, tell your loved ones, maybe put a do not disturb sign on your door. They'll laugh, and explain it to them that for the next 90 days, I will spend 90 minutes away from distraction, away from technology, away from interruptions, focusing on my magnum opus, focusing on the genius project that I want to bring into the world because I will never mail it in. I will always bring it on, and I'm going to do this for the next 90 minutes, and I'm going to optimize it and iterate it every day, and I'm going to bring my full bandwidth, because what makes a genius, they all have one trait in common: they were able to spend extended periods of time in isolation, focused monomaniacally on their most valuable project. And that's what allowed Einstein to do what he did. That's what allowed Jean-Michel Basquiat to produce that art. And they dial into a neurobiological phenomenon that I teach called transient hypofrontality. This isn't the time to share it. I'm just suggesting to you, install the 90-91 rule. It will do amazing things and create exponential productivity. It will give you a gargantuan competitive advantage against your marketplace peers. It will allow you to install the hardwiring of genius. It will allow you to distribute awesome forms of value to the people that you serve in your business, in your craft, in your career, and in your life.
Wow, you have me so pumped. And to think it's such a simple concept, but it promises so much potential for people who are really trying to make something of their business. Officially, mind blown. Any last messages? I know you're on a tight schedule today.
Hope I've given you great value. Hope you're inspired. Hope you like the 90-91 rule. Hope you'll act on it, because ideation without execution is just a delusion, and you are better than that. And you deserve exponential productivity. You deserve to own your craft, own the game, lead your field, and live a life that in your own original, loving, powerful way makes history. All green lights. Go be great.
Thank you. Thank you so very much for featuring on this episode, Robin. It means the world. Okay, bye. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling really challenged right now. The biggest thing I took from all of that was how there's different qualities to the work that we're doing on a daily basis. I think Robin was very careful to emphasize that this premium work hour should not be spent on getting on top of your to-do list. Your to-do list tasks are your bread and butter work that don't deserve the sharp and highly productive brain you have first thing in the morning. His emphasis on choosing only that work which will give you the most progress in your goals is what has got me thinking. How on earth have I been operating up until now? How did I ever think that I would magically find the time to get round to the big, audacious, change my world type of work whenever I would finally get to the bottom of my to-do list? Bear in mind, I have never reached the bottom of that stinking list. Anyway, I'm super pumped, and it was about time that I had a big, hairy, audacious goal anyway. So I think I'm gonna do it. I'll be working on my magnus opus for 90 minutes before my workday for 90 days. I will report my progress on my channel in the shorts video section, and then I'll do a roundup at the end to see if the challenge really did change my progress and productivity of my work, and I'll be sure to share that with you. This is the thing. Until we open ourselves up to new ideas and concepts, we don't get to realize how we can do things differently. And that's why I recommend you to watch this video in which Robin explains how he teaches people to wake up early and become a part of the 5 a.m. club. And even if you're not interested in that sort of thing, you should really still go through his content on his channel, because he genuinely has some brilliant inspiration and motivation for anyone in business. Until the next one, you got this.